Good morning. Welcome to the homestead. Glad you could make it back. Well, it's kind of going on with what I was doing yesterday, and that was cutting down trees and stuff. Well, now we have burn piles that we need to get started, but before I can do that, because of all the rain we've had a lot of growth around them. So once again, got to get the weed eater, weed around them, soak the ground, and light them off. So let me go get my stuff and we'll get right to it. These are fire starters. Normally I use a little diesel to get the fires going better. I'm going to try it with just these today and see what happens. It's going to start slower, but maybe I don't have to use diesel. Let's see. Not sure it's going to work. This wood's a little bit green, quite a bit green, some of it. So they may not actually start the fire. I may have to go resort to my old ways. We'll see. me to take a break and cool off. And I hosed the ground down around the fire. I'm going to go inside and get me more to drink. Electrolytes times 4. Anyway, make sure if you're out there working in the sun, in the heat, especially if you're doing dumb stuff like burning, that you get plenty of electrolytes. Anyway, I'll be back because I got more to do. See you in a bit. Alrighty. Well, I took some time off this afternoon because it was hot. I was quite a bit dehydrated and hungry. So I quit. I hosed down the area around the fire. You saw me do that. And then I went inside, had lunch, took a nap, and then decided it was way too hot to come out here and play with fire. It was way too hot to come out here and do anything. So it's cooled off a bit. I'm going to tend to that fire real fast. There's no fire. It's just ashes. But I'm going to tend to that, make sure everything's safe there. And then I'm going to do some weed eating on the areas that I cleared the limbs out of that were buried by grass. See if I can get some of that grass chopped down. I could start the fire up again just by throwing some branches on it, but I'm not sure I want to stay out here all night and tend it. Yeah, there you go. We all make choices in life, and that's mine, at least for the moment. I could change my mind. I do often. Anyway, let's check out that fire pit. Well, that's a thing. Safety glasses are sitting right there and I wasn't wearing them. I got something in my eye. I'll be right back. Okay, I got it out of my eye. Big green thing from that shrub over there. Anyway, and moved my microphone from here to here because it was already starting to get soaked. And that's what happened to the last microphone. There you go. One thing about chopping down this tall grass, you never know what you're going to find under it. Big pile of fire ants over there. Got to go get some fire ant killer and put on that pile before I forget. Not likely to forget, but going to do it anyway. And then probably try and finish up that area over there. All right, well, that's going to do it for me. I've had a long day, even though I took a big break. The heat really kind of took it out of me today. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, leave us a comment. God bless you. We'll see you next time on the homestead.